Leighton was, when he was 5, my wife and I got a phone call that he'd broken his leg at school. And we figured it was just kind of a typical playground accident. A kid had fallen on him at school. And we went to see our pediatrician, and he said, well, his leg's broken, but we have kind of a bigger problem. And we said, well, what is that? And he showed us the x-ray, and there was just this massive tumor on Leighton's leg. And our pediatrician said, I don't really know what it is right now, so I'm gonna make some calls and refer you guys to someone else. And what we found out was that Leighton had something called osteofibrous dysplasia, and it's where his bone, instead of growing straight, it grows out. It grows more at a curve, and because the way that bone is curved, the growth plates, when kids are young, they're constantly growing and moving, and it created just an abnormal mass of cells on his bone because of that curvature. And we found out it was benign, which was, I mean, literally still to this day the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. But we did find out then that because of that growth, it does weaken the bone. You know, I've been really fortunate. I've got to hunt and fish most of my life, and with my son, you know, my bigger interests were because Leighton has a few mobility issues, that we don't get to do a lot of the other things that we would like to do. So the outdoors for us has been a huge way for us to stay involved doing things, and to get out and to be active and enjoy ourselves.
The top and the bottom screw here, yeah, and that screw, and fold the two top down.
I've had this bow here for I think 3 years now, that I've been hunting out a bit, and steadily progressed through the years. I bought this just plain hull, put the seats where I wanted on it, did everything. You know, I don't know if he'll be able to get up there and actually harpoon it with enough force or whatever, possibly. So I got the crossbow just in case.
Awesome.
We're probably gonna put the bait out if it's calm, and see if we can't get that big 10-footer. So he was a 10-footer.
That'd be sweet, man.
Wow.
And the mosquitoes aren't biting.
30 mile an hour.
This goes, and you can see it's loose now. That'll pop off.
We kind of start taking off, and John's trying to point us out in the dark because he knows where he is, but he says, there's this island this way and this island's that way. And we say, well, what's that way? And he says, well, that clearing right there is actually the Gulf of Mexico. So we realized pretty quickly that if we took a wrong turn, we were going to be out in the middle of the Gulf. So we were really glad to have the Gator Man driving us, because I had no idea where I was. It was pitch black. And we just started taking out across the water. And John finds pretty quickly, I think we've been there, what, 7 minutes?
7 to 10 minutes.
7 to 10 minutes, John's shining his light across there. We just see this little bitty glow out there.
First alligator that we see.
And it was about 7, 8 minutes. 7, 8 minutes, and John says, there's a gator, and we're like, man, that didn't take any time at all. So we go over there, and John's explained what we need to do, and I'm like, you're the Gator Man, you know, I trust you. And I'm listening and trying to absorb this stuff. And once we get close to an alligator, I realize I have no idea what he told me to do. He's saying things, and there's like poles, and there's broadheads, and there's bang sticks, and there's buoys and stuff in the water. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And he's like, just take that harpoon, and when we get close, shove the harpoon right into the back of his neck.
Should we use it?
What do you think, John?
That's up to you guys now.
Leighton, it's your call. You want me to wait?
You got 2 gators now.
You got 2? You want to stick him? He's close.
No,
You want me to help you with it?
No, you should.
There ain't nothing wrong with that one.
All right.
Right behind the neck.
Right
These
behind the
are-
neck. Behind the head, right?
Yep. Now snatch the pole. Yeah, let's snatch the pole. The ropes, yeah.
Rope.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you got him.
All right.
The hook came out.
That's good.
There's your gator.
Oh, wow.
There's your gator.
Oh, wow. That is so
That was
cool.
quick.
That was quick.
Drive a harpoon right into the back of this alligator, and man, the fight was on. And you know, you wouldn't think a 7-foot alligator would be that strong.
It's like an average alligator.
They stink too. They smell like an alligator.
Yeah, it smell like mud.
All right, so I'm gonna swap with you, okay? I'm gonna give you the tape, okay? And you're just gonna put about 6, see he ain't dead, 6 or 8 wraps around his nose there. Just about here. Yep. Okay.
Legs?
Yeah, ready?
Oh, that's so cool.
And we start riding around and we see a really big alligator, and we throw our prized pig lung out, and we beach the boat for a little bit and watch, and we have a huge alligator that's chasing this pig lung, but he just wouldn't cooperate.
He won.
No, he just didn't. He just wasn't having it. So we move on, and we end up going back into an area, and John says, and this is the Gator Man asking my son and Nate and I, how adventurous are you? And,
Yes.
And when in Rome, right? So
We said we're adventurous enough to the point where it's not bad.
oh yeah.
Because you know this place better than anyone.
We said we were good with it, and so we start going through an area. We're in a big bay that was a mile wide, and all of a sudden we're in this marsh area that's about, what, 15 yards wide, maybe?
15 yards wide. It's just like a loop-de-loop.
Let's hold go or snap it. Let's go. Woo! That's an 8-foot gator. He's all kinds of pissed off. You wouldn't you? If I just stuck you in the back.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
The rod just bends in half all the way down to the water, and he's like, that's a pretty good gator. Leighton, get on the crossbow. And so John fights this thing for, I don't know, a good 3-4 minutes probably.
Minutes, I think.
Yeah, a good couple minutes. So John brings this alligator up to about 5 feet in front of
Yeah,
us.
5 feet in front of the boat.
And we're prepared for Leighton to shoot this thing, and this alligator's just gonna take off. So we turn the laser on, and I take the crossbow off safe. And then what happens?
And then, okay, this is not 100% my fault. It's half his because you told me to shoot
I did.
right then and there, and I did.
Mhm.
I shot it literally right in the eye.
Leighton shot his alligator directly in its right eyeball.
It's right eyeball.
And instead of an alligator that got mad and took off running with a buoy behind it that was surfing that we were expecting, this alligator
Right
literally,
when it hit, it just went nope.
it just stops moving and lays over dead. And I look at John, and John looks at me, and we both just start dying laughing. And John goes, yep, that'll work.
Real dead, isn't he?
He's real dead.
That's
Oh my god.
I'm right in the eyeball.
right in the eyeball.
That's awesome, man.
That's okay.
This is not something we ever would have been able to, it's not something we ever even considered, let alone actually thought we might get to do. And then to get set up with Gator Man John Harper, who was just, I mean, I've been around some guides before, but I have never seen someone so committed to their craft and who was just so intent on their clients or people that they even just take fishing or hunting for fun to just have a good time. And it was pretty apparent really quickly. It was pretty apparent pretty early that John is just, he loves what he does and he loves to take care of people. And I think that's what meant more to us than anything. We're more appreciative than we could ever express. It's just been amazing. And I think for me, that's probably what I respect the most about what you guys do with Operation Impact 22 and what Clay started. Because it gives people that wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to do things kind of like we are in situations, to go out and get to do things that are rewarding and fun and have a trophy to hang on their belt that they otherwise wouldn't get. So I think probably the biggest thing that we want to do is just express thanks to everybody and just how unbelievably awesome this experience was.
This
I mean,
is crazy. So if it weren't for Operation Impact, I wouldn't have been sitting here. right now in Tallahassee. That's just crazy. And John, he's just
You're good, Bubba.
he's just an awesome guy. I mean, I don't know anyone who would just let us go out basically into the ocean and just shoot alligators for hours straight. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone. That's just wild. I never thought I would do that. There's been fun times with Dad over the weekends, but this is one of the funnest. This was one of the funnest weekends I've had. So
Pretty awesome. We don't have any regrets, do we?
no.
Yeah, it's a good time.
So
Good
thank you
time.
to everyone. That was awesome.
Da 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 da.